Deuces.
That's all right. Thank you.
It's the pawn shop. Of course, violent people are going to make their way and try to start up some trouble. What they fail to know is that Les is not an ordinary man. He is one of the toughest men out there, and he is prepared for anything. Here are some of those situations. Starting the list is this lady who walked into the pawn shop looking to collect a couple of items she had pawned. She was initially pissed that the pawn shop opened late, but she managed to keep her cool. She pawned her kid's laptop and Xbox because she needed the money, and now she wants to pick up the items. As she waits in the queue, something crazy happens.
But hey, I got my money. I'm going to get my out. For my man, how many people don't want to stay out open? You know, y'all open up late. Y'all open up late.
You don't need me to tell you that this lady is running out of patience. She skips the line of people who also want to pawn their items and tries to create a scene. As you would expect, nobody takes her seriously, and that just sends her temper through the roof. But does she really think anyone is going to respond to her after skipping the line?
Tired of sign.
Ma'am, come on to this end window. We'll take care of you.
Phew, at least she has the money to pay to collect her items. For a second there I thought she was going to be short on change. Seeing that the lady didn't want to stop yelling, Les decided to attend to her personally. He was able to calm her and asked if she had enough money to collect the items. She did, and to her surprise, had some change.
Y'all be the best.
I hope so.
Have a good day.
Ha ha ha. That is one crazy woman. She pays the money and gets the items she pawned. She then goes back to her Don and tries to apologize to him, saying that she would never pawn his devices again. From what she said outside of the pawn shop, you can tell those items are definitely coming back to the pawn shop. Oh well, let's see what's next.
Hello, how are you? Good. Okay, I'm trying to get my stuff out of pawn.
Ouch! That's definitely what that lady wanted to hear. She walked into the pawn shop wanting to collect a necklace and 2 rings, which she claimed belonged to her husband. Here's where things get really interesting. The items were pawned with her husband's ID, making him the only one qualified to come pick up the items. Like I said, that's not what she was hoping to hear.
Yeah, I wish I could. Wish it was something I knew that'd be a nice surprise, but I...
That's actually really sweet of Ashley. Ashley overhears the conversation with the lady and the other staff, and she kind of feels bad. The lady wants to get her husband a gift for his birthday, but since she can't have access to the items, Ashley decides to offer her another option and says, instead of picking the pawned items, you can buy him new items.
How about a watch? You know, a watch sounds like a good idea. Show me.
Own! She looks so happy. We all know Ashley can be a very mean person when she's upset, but this just goes to show you that she also has a good side. The lady was able to get some really nice items, and at the same time was able to save her husband's birthday. Ashley made some money and the lady got some really good gifts for her husband. That's a win-win situation.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to pawn my ex-boyfriend's game.
Okay. This is...
Haha, her face says it all. That's not what she wanted to hear, and you can bet that Les is going to stand on business. She came into the pawn shop looking to sell her ex-boyfriend's game. She said they broke up, and the fact that he didn't pick up the game from her house is all the permission she needs to sell the game. Sadly, Les does not feel the same way.
belongs to him. And what if he comes back to your house, knocks on the door and says, where's my unit?
And I'm telling him it's at American Pawn and Jeweler.
Well, the problem with that is then it's stolen.
Well, I'm not going nowhere.
Looks like we have another drama queen in the house. Les tries to explain to the lady that he can't accept the game because it does not belong to her. If her ex-boyfriend comes to the pawn shop to claim the game, he could report it as a stolen item, and that's going to land Les in serious trouble. The lady hears that and she says she's not leaving the pawn shop.
The law says it's stolen. If it doesn't belong to you, not allowed to.
If she chooses to be mad, that's honestly her headache. The rules clearly state that if an item is stolen or is not owned by the individual who brought it to the pawn shop, the item cannot be pawned or sold. Les is not about to get himself in trouble because some lady wants to sell her ex-boyfriend's game.
All right, what do we have? Got a 95 Camaro here.
I'm not even going to lie, that car looks fast as hell. I won't be surprised if Les decides to buy it on the spot. This dude and his friend bring in a 95 Camaro. He says that the car has about 140,000 miles on it. He wants to sell the car so he can get some money to work on another vehicle he owns. Les wants to see if the car works before they start talking prices.
Doesn't sound great.
It's a 6-cylinder. How much are you looking for? Well, both kind of cars.
Looks like Ashley is about to get into an argument with this guy. Ashley already doesn't like the car. She says that it's in horrible condition and it doesn't even sound good. She's trying to offer him an okay price so he doesn't leave empty-handed, and the guy proceeds to be rude to Ashley. Once Ashley is pissed, it's almost impossible for a deal to be made.
I'm sorry, I'm locking inside. Good luck.
Yeah.
Want to join me inside?
Phew, this is starting to get very intense. Ashley picks an issue and decides to have a personal conversation with Seth and Les. She tells them that she doesn't like how he is speaking to her and she wants to close the deal. Seth tells her to put her personality aside and look at the bigger picture of making some money from the deal.
It's gonna get ugly real quick.
I don't really care.
I don't mean to insult you if that's what you think.
Well, Les isn't wrong about that. Ashley always allows her emotions to get in the way of things, and that's why most times she is not able to get good deals. After so much back and forth, Les told the guys that he didn't want to buy a car he would still have to fix. It's just bad for business. That pretty much ended the deal. Let's hope Ashley can put her emotions in check next time.
We bicker. But lately, I think Seth is very stressed about work and issues going on here that I think a lot of
Let's just say Les does not want to be part of their drama. After the previous deal went sideways, Seth and Ashley get into an argument. Seth put one of her items online for sale and that just made Ashley lose her mind. She says that she still uses the item and Seth had no right to put it up for sale. Seth, on the other hand, doesn't see it as a problem.
I'm not gonna have sit here and just collect dust for no reason.
just
So
use other
unless you
people's
use
stuff?
it, your stuff?
Oh wow, Ashley means business. She says that Les doesn't treat her like she is part of the business because she was away for a while and now she's back, so he has no choice but to give her the respect she deserves. If he doesn't want to do that, then he should be ready for whatever drama she throws his way. This is definitely not going to end on a good note.
So I figured just because I wasn't using my microscope, he could put it on the internet. His radio was in there.
Remember when I said it was not going to end on a good note? I'm sure you understand why I said so. Ashley goes into Seth's office and she picks up a few things she believes Seth does not make anymore. What does she do? She asks one of the staff to take all the items she took and post them for sale on eBay. Seth is going to be furious.
Ash,
What?
where's my #1 keyboard and #2 my radio?
Put it for sale.
You put my keyboard and my... Does that make sense?
Looks like I was right. Seth is pissed as hell and he is not going easy on Ashley. Even the staff in the pawn shop have never seen Seth this upset. Seth walks into his office and he notices that a bunch of stuff has gone missing. He walks up to ask Ashley where they are, and she tells him that she put them up for sale. The moment Seth heard that, he lost it.
What the hell are you guys thinking? You're the future owners. You have to be professional. Yelling at each other in front of the employees?
Well, their dad is not happy about the whole situation. After Seth and Ashley were done going head-to-head with each other, Les asked them to step into his office so he could give them some scolding. He told them that he didn't care if they wanted to fight each other. What he wouldn't accept is them fighting in front of the other employees. But he was not wrong though. No staff will respect them if they keep fighting like kids. Let's hope his scolding sticks to their head.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi. Listen, you see all these? I'm trying to get me and my daughter.
Looks like we have another customer who failed to read the terms and conditions of the pawn shop. Now this lady, who everyone in the shop already knows to be stubborn, walks in and tells Ashley says that she wants to retrieve an item that she pawned. The problem now is that she is 3 months late and the item she wants has already been sold.
It would do.
I'm gonna bring it. Talked on the phone. She told me to get in here. Hey,
Bring in
I
the
drove my
ticket.
high
Bring in the ticket.
Clearly, this lady and her husband are not ready to listen to anything that Ashley and Seth have to say. They try to explain to them that the rule says you have to pick up your item before 90 days, and once that's passed, they no longer have access to the item. Sadly, these guys are just not interested in hearing any of that.
Stop. Let me explain what's going on.
You guys.
At this point, I think Seth and Ashley need to have their security team escort these guys out of the building. They've tried to explain to them countless times that they can't have the items back, but they just don't want to listen. Ashley finally tells them that if they can produce a receipt, she will find something to do about their situation. But if you ask me, I honestly doubt those guys would be able to produce a receipt. They just seem like they are ready to fight anybody and everybody.
I wouldn't even bring the girl out who she the manager. Y'all put somebody else on the forefront, and then y'all make me deal with somebody else.
Now isn't that a surprise? The people with so much drama always end up crying when they don't get what they want. After being asked to leave the building, the lady starts to yell and curse at Ashley, and that just makes Ashley even angrier. She decides to handle the situation and the lady begins to cry. In the end, Ashley ended up renewing all her tickets, but the lady still did not get the laptop.
What you got?
It's a 1955 child's pedal tractor.
Even a baby is going to know that's a big fat lie. There is no way this dude bought the child's pedal tractor for $1,000. Even Les knew he was lying. He brings in the child's pedal tractor and tells Les that he wants to sell it. I very much doubt Les would want anything to do with this tractor. It looks so old and feels like it has been abandoned for more than a century. Well, let's leave Les to be the judge of that.
I'm looking for about 200.
200. What would you really take?
$150.
Wow, I can't believe this guy actually sold the child's pedal tractor for 80 bucks. That is actually very surprising, given the fact that the initial price he bought the item for was 50 bucks and not $1,000. Well, good for him. Les seems to be in a good mood today or something. If not, on a very good day, Les would never have bought that tractor for 80 bucks. Good deal.
Nowadays, kids all have electric stuff.
Pedals? What the hell is that?
What?
Aha! I knew there was a catch. Les is one of the smartest people in the pawn shop. He agreed to buy the child's pedal tractor for 80 bucks because his actual plan was to fix it and have it sold again. If he is able to fix it and the pedal tractor is in good condition, he could make up to $4,000. That's just brilliant. Oh well, let's find out what happens next in the pawn shop.
90-day extension, right?
Yeah.
So you're already lying.
I did it twice.
You're already lying.
I
You
did it
possibly
twice.
cannot get a 90-day extension on the phone.
Go,
Are you gonna let me talk?
Looks like nobody is in the mood to entertain these guys' drama. Even Les helped the security to get the guy out of the pawn shop. Now everything was going pretty okay when this dude decided to walk into the shop to cause some trouble. The dude claimed that someone at the pawn shop told him that he had a 90-day extension to pick up an item. Here's where the problem is. That has never happened since the pawn shop has been open. So clearly the dude is lying, and Seth really wasn't buying anything that the dude was saying.
I'm calling the police. Don't grab my arm, man. My arm, he what you doing with my phone, man?
Take off. He just got all excited.
I could not agree with Rick any better for real. When it gets to customers who fall out of place, you have to do what's necessary. Seeing that the dude was not ready to cooperate, Les and his security team had to put their hands together and throw the guy out of the pawn shop. Funny enough, the guy was under the influence of alcohol. That explains why he was acting the way he did. Oh well, now he knows better. Next time he is going to stay clear from the pawn shop, especially when he is drunk. Here's the next item that walks into the shop.
But they're not gold, they're just dentures.
But look at the color on them. These are my mama's Hadid.
Where's your mom?
She at home right now. Look
Well,
at
how
the
can she
color
eat?
on them.
Ha 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 ha. Rick really was not expecting something like that to find its way into the pawn shop. I mean, what on earth is he going to do with that? After they bundled the drunk guy out of the shop, this lady walked in with her mother's dentures. I don't know what she was thinking, but she hoped to make some quick money from the sale of the item. Sadly, Les told her that there was nothing he could do with the dentures and no one was ever going to buy them.
Oh, mackerel. Come on, girl, come here. How much did you want for it?
How much is that?
1,000. Almost ate my puppy. She almost ate the puppy. You don't.
You can see the fear on everyone's face. They are terrified by that animal. Compared to having horses and donkeys, this is definitely out of the box. Now this guy walked into the shop looking to sell something you'd never expect. He brought in a wild lizard. He said he was hoping to sell it for $1,000. I don't think anyone in the shop wants to buy an animal that can rip off their fingers for $1,000. But oh well, let's see if they are crazy enough to want to buy the lizard.
Need to build an addition.
Right.
Yeah, why don't we go take a moment and discuss how much
Yeah.
it's worth.
What the hell are we gonna do with a monitor? Jesus Christ. I mean,
That's probably the smartest decision Les could have made. No one wants to have an animal in the shop that's probably going to take out either their fingers or a customer's fingers. After taking a look at the lizard, Les decided to have a conversation with Seth and Ashley, and to be honest, it was not really much of a conversation. They all knew they didn't want the animal. All they wanted was to all be on the same page. Les wasted no time going back to the dude who brought in the animal and told him, no thanks. I can't believe he even said the lizard tried to eat his dog. Jeez. Well, let's see what happens next.
Here, man. I've been here for a half hour. What kind of business y'all people running around here, man?
what's the deal, man? Be cool, man. Be cool.
Looks like the number of angry customers walking into the pawn shop just does not want to end. Now this guy right here is looking to sell his sound system. Right from the moment he walks into the shop, he starts to yell at everybody. What's getting on his nerves is that there are so many people in the pawn shop, and he wants to sell the sound system and be out of there as soon as he can. His yelling gets so bad that Les actually has to tell the guy to take a chill pill, or he is going to be out of the shop without making any money.
Now with the whole entertainment,
okay,
pretty close to grand.
Maybe another $100 the other unit. I'll give you
300.
I'll go 225 if that'll help you for both.
Let me get out of here. I've been out of here.
Phew, at least that didn't end in a huge fight. For a second there, I thought things were going to get out of hand. After Les got the situation under control, he then asked the guy how much he wanted for the sound system he brought in. He said he was looking to sell it for $300. Clearly, Les was not going to give that to him after making so much noise. They went back and forth, and Les finally agreed to pay him $230 so he could be on his way. Honestly, if the guy was patient and a lot calmer, I'm pretty sure he would have walked away with the $300 he wanted. Oh well, that's his loss.
Hey, I got some bad news for you guys. Robo has bitten Anta.
What?
Are you kidding?
No.
What do you mean?
I don't know if he was playing or not.
He did what?
He bit her.
He bit her.
Yes.
Let's just say that Robo is having way too much to bite than he can chew. What was he thinking though? Les was having a meeting with Seth when one of his employees walked up to him and told him that Robo had bitten one of his employees. It was unclear what the situation was or what made him do that, but Les was not happy about the situation. It's a known rule that the security guards do not touch any of the female employees, especially when they are being searched. Let's see what Les is going to do about the situation.
Normally, we would have fired him, but we gave him a week off.
And it's open. Booyah.
I can't say